There were times tonight where it seemed like the Dolphins were doing everything right. First drive, D. Eskridge gets the ball, runs it back basically to midfield. We go on a 10-play drive. Ollie Gordon, the second touchdown. We're up 7-0 right out the gate. 8:13, 8:31 left in the first quarter. What do good teams do right before halftime? Go ahead and put together a nice sustained drive.
Score points.
Score a touchdown. Get ready for the second half. That's exactly what we did. An 18-play drive. 18 plays. 8 seconds left in the second quarter. Jalen Waddle catches a touchdown pass. 14-14. You're saying Dolphins are doing what they need to do. Tyreek Hill catches a big touchdown at the beginning of the fourth quarter to tie the game 21-21. And now it's pressure time. And now, as a Dolphins fan, where do you think it goes? Two of your best players, one on defense, Zach Sealer, roughing the kicker. Buffalo gets the ball back, scores a touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa driving the team down the field with 3 minutes left, throws an interception to the other team, and the rest is history. Final score 31-21. Buffalo Bills send the Miami Dolphins to an 0-3 start on this 2025-2026 season. Want to hear from you. 305-567-0560. Mark is from Buffalo. He is leaving the game right now. Mark, paint the picture for us. Hey, Mark, you there? Mark from Buffalo? Mark? Maybe, hopefully he hasn't hurt himself after that loss. We'll see.
Let's hope not.
Let's go back up to the East Coast, 305-567-0560. Anthony is in Long Island. Anthony, how are things?
Hey, Dan, how are you? Appreciate you taking the call, my friend.
I appreciate you
By the way,
calling.
It's a little windy. I'm actually vacationing in Hawaii as we speak in Maui, okay?
Oh, my man.
The land of Tua. Everybody here is in love with the man, but honestly, I'm 65 years old. Been a Dolphin fan since I was 10 years old. I'm sorry, but I don't want to call him. All I'm going to say is the man is not good enough. What we did today is second best. It's not good enough. It's never good enough to lose. I don't care. I'm not saying you per se, sir. How anyone twists or turns it, it's ugly, and it needs to be. We need to clean house. We need to start from Mr. Greer, Mr. McDaniel. Everyone's got to go. I'm sorry, but it's unacceptable, as Larry Zonka said, uninspired, unacceptable. End of story. There's no moral victories at this stage of the game.
No.
They played well, absolutely. Played better, Dan. You're right. They absolutely did. Tua did some pretty good throws, no doubt. And Ollie looked as I thought he would look. Really good. Strong, powerful, quick, fast. We're not forgetting H-handed. Offensively, we played well. But you know what? It's not good enough. So what are we, like the bridesmaid? Never the bride?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What is this? It's where are we going? Honestly, Brian Flores, Dan, Brian Flores, I know they said he was a mean cuss. He was this, he was that. If Brian Flores was still our coach or stayed on for another year or so, Mr. Tua wouldn't be on the team. And you know what? Maybe we'd have a different nightmare. I don't know. All I know is what we have right now, Dan, it's nothing. And that's all I have to say.
When we needed Tua the most, he was not there.
No,
I can't make an excuse, and I know there's probably some caller and they're like, Gameday, I can't believe you're blaming Tua. I'm not blaming Tua solely for this loss, but I'm saying when you're making $50 million a year, when you are the franchise, when you are called upon to make a play, you have to make a play that helps your team and not hurts your team. And I am not going to let him off the hook for that. And I'm sorry if you don't agree.
I appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, he's going to go home and play games with the kids and say, oh, well, everything's hunky-dory. No, it's not. Because you don't take home the misery and pain as we suffer and work really hard to pay for those tickets to go watch him and buy our clothes, whatever we're spending money on that they profit from. But come on, it hasn't been good enough since the 70s. I'm sorry. I'm not discounting my man Dan, who tried his best, but it's just not good enough.
Anthony, real quick before you get back to the beaches of Hawaii, real quick. When Tyreek Hill caught that pass with 12:18 left in the fourth quarter, made it 21-21, did you automatically start going, uh-oh, we're about to find a way to lose this game?
It was creeping in my soul. But, I mean, I love Zach. See, Zach is the man.
He was trying, man.
You know what? He was trying, but guess what? As they say, you go for that block, you've got to make make sure you get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I know it's hard. The man's a 270-pound, whatever, however big he is, person. It's hard to stop and not run into him. And what can I say? Am I going to sit there and be Pollyanna where I'm going to blame Tua and not Zach? Yeah, Zach was at fault too. He was. That shouldn't have happened. We score. We stop. Yeah, we score. It's a totally different outcome. But at the end of the day, once again, Dan, and I appreciate you taking the call. It's just not good enough, and we need to clean house. I'm sorry, we do.
I understand the feeling. That's absolutely right. What did Mike McDaniel say? To win the game, you got to win the game and not lose the game. Well, you found a way to lose the game today. I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. The whole team wins, the whole team loses, but there were some plays in there. Whew. Mike McDaniel, though, coaching job, pretty darn good today. 305-567-0560, the number to call. Let's keep it up in the Northeast. We have Tim from Massachusetts. Tim, what is going on? Tim, Massachusetts? Hey, what's up? Hey, you're on 104.3 WQAM. Hello? Hey, what's going on?
This is Patrick from Syracuse.
Got you, Patrick from Syracuse. Break it down. What you thinking, man?
Oh, man. Tell me about it. Like Tua, I'm granted we had a chance, but then he goes and throws a pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a killer, but you have two roughing the punters in the last, 2 weeks? Was there one last week or was it week before? After a much-needed stop on third down, we got it, and that happens. It comes down on coaching because they have to have – like when Shula was the coach, we didn't make a lot of penalties. Seems like we make a lot of penalties now. Stupid penalties. And, that's on the coach. The players have to have accountability, and they have to realize that, hey, they can't, after getting a big third down stop, you got to just let the punt go. Don't do that. That costs the game. Two plays cost us the game.
Uh-huh. I agree.
Everybody says Tua, thinks he's a good quarterback. He hasn't shown me anything. I like Tua, but when he does this, how many turnovers does he have this year? 7?
I know he has one tonight. He had one tonight. That's the one that really hurts me right now.
He had one tonight, then he had 3 last week, and then I think the first week he had 2 or 3.
And he had a little bit of butterfingers earlier in the game when he saw a blitz coming. His eyes were all over the place. Whoop, whoop. But he got that one back. He got that one back. I know right now it's just one of those things, man. It's tough.
Especially living up in New York State. No one thought we'd have a good game.
No, we're past that now. No. Miami Dolphins, we're past moral victories and having good games and being right there. 25 years is enough. Enough is enough.
My point is I wanted to shock the world, man.
Had a chance. Yeah, and it comes down to discipline. Players need to be accountable. Coaches need to have them disciplined enough to stay in their lanes and make plays and not roll the dice in a situation like that. But it's tough, man. It's tough that it came from those guys too. That really, Zach Sealer, most of Dolphin Nation absolutely loves him. Tua, people want him to be successful, but it was just a tough one right there. 305-567-0560 is the number to call. Neil is in Oakland. Neil, you are on 104.3 FM WQAM. Where you at?
Dan, thanks for taking my call. Good to connect with you again this year. I'm the guy that has the season tickets and lives out here.
Yes. Gonna be some long trips back maybe this year after some of these games.
No, like all my tickets are for sale already.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm not heading out there. Like I'm so upset about this. Here's 2 things. The Buffalo Bills just won the AFC East because the other 3 teams have one win between them, and it was the Patriots beating us.
Right.
And I mean, they've already won the AFC. They could bring in Trubisky at this point. They don't even need Josh Daniels. The other part is, like, we had a decent game tonight, gave us a little bit of hope. But the bad news is Mr. Ross isn't going to look at this game and say it's time to clean house. And that's where we lose again, because he really does need to get rid of Chris Grier. Chris Grier cannot draft for us anymore. And Mike McDaniels, As much as I like the guy, I'm tired of him not coaching the team to get those extra 2 plays. If Sealer, I don't even know why Sealer's in on a punt. I mean, he hasn't had a sack all year. Is he going to block the punt?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, look
Anybody
at this.
but Sealer.
Mike McDaniel's career. His career has
Yeah.
been one play can demolish the whole thing.
Yep.
Once again, remember that Green Bay game on Christmas Day. Doesn't challenge.
Dude, I was there. I want to kill him for that.
Doesn't challenge when the guy didn't catch the pass. That one play. Now, remember, the Buffalo Bills playoff game his first year doesn't have the right personnel to come in on a 4th down, and they have to call a timeout and can't convert. One play foils Mike McDaniel here, there, and everywhere.
So many. Exactly to your point, when you started out the segment tonight with, good teams win because they know how to win, and bad teams, they find ways to lose.
Neil.
And the Dolphins have been doing that one game after another. If you think about our last 2 seasons, if we beat Tennessee on that Monday night, we win the division and we host a playoff game instead of having to go to Kansas City and freeze to death.
Couldn't get a simple first down against the Tennessee Titans. That would have iced the game. We're up by 14. Very end of the game. Couldn't get one play. And I know it's a game of inches and it's a game of plays here and there. But Mike McDaniel's happened a lot. But I'll say this, Neil. The players and the way they play and the record might not get Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer fired. What will get Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer fired is guys like you, Neil. And I mean that not in a negative way. I'm saying season ticket holders, diehard fans that stop showing up. Stephen Ross will wake up and look up, and if he sees the stands half empty, might have to say, whoa, something's wrong. I need to do something different.
Fans too, also.
If he walks in to week after week after week of half full stadiums, and I heard it wasn't super packed against the Patriots. I wasn't there. He's a businessman. He's going to see that and say, whoa. And it might even hurt his pride a little bit. It didn't hurt his pride last year where he said it's Super Bowl or bust, and that team went out there and played the way they did last year. But if fans start saying my season tickets are for sale, I'm not wasting my time. People show up at games and boo and leave at halftime. Oh, Stephen Ross is going to pay attention. 305-567-0560. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's see what's going on. 560 WQAM. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, 560, 104.3 WQAM. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, is this Leonard?
Yeah, Leonard, yes.
Upstate New York. Go ahead. What you got, brother?
Okay, yeah. Second time caller. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I talked to you last year, and it's the way they're built. And this is a 40-year problem. It's disgusting to me that they put these finesse players on the field. That's the results. They get worn down. End of the game, towards the end of the season, it's the same old thing for about 40 years. Look at the Green Bay Packers, what they did with their lines, defensive, offensive lines. They put some animals up there. Look at how about the Chargers, Jimmy Harbaugh? He's building a team like a Don Shula team with it. Awesome. I mean, 3 guys on the defensive line. They keep the quarterback in the pocket. I'm impressed. And you know what? I'm just going to hang up and listen to what you have to say. And thanks for taking my call. Take care.
Yeah, you're right there. I think now we have to look at it. This is a fundamental problem. It starts at the foundation. If a house doesn't have a good foundation, it crumbles. And this team has not won a playoff game. It's not too much to ask a fan base. 25 years. And they've got all this finesse, and they've got all this speed, and they've got all these guys, and they got all these guys that they go and say, okay, we're going to get a new nucleus that's going to be tough. But they get guys who were injured last year who barely played, and lo and behold, they got injured again. Maybe that is the problem. Maybe the formula we're working with just isn't that good. Time would tell you, the sample size would tell you 25 years without winning a playoff game and not going to the playoffs a lot. That would tell you a lot. 305-567-0560. You know, Abel has been on hold. Abel, thank you for joining us tonight.
What's going on, Dan Day? First of all, welcome back, my brother.
I'm so glad to be back.
Donald last week, Donald was saying, "Oh, if Dan Day comes back on Thursday and we get our first dub, it was all on me that we start 0-2." No, none of that nonsense. You know, Dan, what the frustrating part here, it's not that tonight, yeah, they played better, they showed up. I mean, I can't remember the last time we went up to Buffalo and played this good. Was probably the playoff game a couple of years ago with Skylar Thompson going up there. But it's not that, man. It's week one, how you show up and you come out against Indianapolis and you look completely unprepared. You look like it was a preseason game. Then week two, you have all those blunders at the end of the game, coaching blunders, back-to-back penalties that basically ended your drive, and then, of course, a killer to an INT. And then tonight, tonight you had that play. Tua was staring him down, and I love Tua. He's such a nice guy. He's so easy to root for. But it's just not working, man. And it's gotten to the point where it's just frustrating because, like you said, 25 years and we have not seen anything. 25 years of my life. I'm 33 years old, and I don't know what a playoff win is. I don't know what playoff success is. You know, these are the years that you're going to remember. Man, I remember in my 20s that my team was out there winning games, like my Heat years of 2012, 2013. Like, I don't have that with the Dolphins. And I hear stories and I hear callers, 65, 70 years old. They're like, oh, man, we were so good in the 70s. It was 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And it's not going to get any better because the way that this team was built, and it's frustrating. And the fact that you had Stephen Ross come out there and prime today during the pregame show. They had Ian Rappaport out there saying, oh, there's going to be no immediate changes unless the owner sees that there's no fan support or there's half-empty stadiums. Why does it have to get to that level for you to be a proactive owner and see the flaws and see the problems that this team obviously has, problems that we've had for the last 2 years, ever since that Titans game on Monday night, a problem that we've had for 15 years, which has been the stupid offensive line that we have never quite figured out how to get a healthy 5 line for them to figure something out. And it's enough. And it's enough because every year we come into the season and we have either a slow start or you start 2-0, 3-0, then you go to the Saints and you get blown out during the Tannehill years. Or you start 2-0, 3-0, then you get blown out in New England. It's so like such a cycle of, oh my God, year in and year out, the same garbage, the same crap. And it does not get better. And it's 25 years of not even hope, of not even being excited. The last time we had anything was against the Baltimore Ravens in 2009 when we won the division because Tom Brady got injured. And that was the last time we had something meaningful in this town regarding a professional football team. Enough is enough. And he doesn't care if he thinks that he has to wait for that stadium to be half empty against the Carolina Panthers or whoever the hell we're playing in mid-October. And if he has to wait for that, then you have issues, Mr. Ross, because obviously you're too busy caring about all your F1, your tennis tournaments. I can't even find parking anymore. I got to park at the Golden Glades. I got to park at the Hard Rock. I got to park here. I got to park there because you've sold everything out because all you care about right now is making money. So if you have to wait for that stadium to be half empty for you to care, then we have some serious issues.
And Abel, you said you're 33, correct?
33, brother. 33.
Just to put it in perspective, in your life, you have seen a more successful postseason run by the Marlins than you have the Dolphins.
Absolutely. And I'm a diehard Marlins fan.
I love the Marlins too.
2023, 2020, 2003. I mean, those are things, those are core memories that I have that made me a diehard Marlins fan. But this, what are my memories? Ed Reed having 3 interceptions against Chad Pennington in 2009. 2016, getting blown out by the Pittsburgh Steelers because we have Matt Moore. We finally made it to the playoffs after 8 years. What do I have? The Bills game 2 years ago when we went to the Kansas City Chiefs, the coldest game ever. Like, those are the only 4 playoff games that I have in my lifetime that I remember. And they're all losses.
There's no
embarrassing losses and nothing even close to excitement.
No excuses at all. Tough, man. Tough losing to the Bills. Tough losing to the Bills consistently. Tough losing the way we lost tonight, not making the big plays. Want to hear from you. 305-567-0560. Is this Richie and Davey? This is 104.3 FM and 560 WQAM.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm happy to be here. I wish we were celebrating a victory and not suffering a loss.
I find it interesting that so many people are disappointed and let down. You're going up against the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, one of the top teams in the league, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And the fact that we were competitive tonight is really the surprise, because we all went in thinking we were going to get creamed by this team. The defense started really late.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo walked down the field the whole first half, scoring at will. We hung in there. They missed a field goal. And I hear a lot of people talking about Sealer and the roughing the kicker. And I'm not even upset about that penalty, because that was a hero or zero play. And you try to make that play, you do your best to help your team. However, the two illegal men downfield, the unnecessary roughness penalty, those all killed drives. And those are the mistakes that kill you. And that goes back to coaching.
Well, don't forget Jordan Brooks. We got that stop on the goal line. It was first down, but he got that unnecessary roughness penalty on Josh Allen. Josh Allen was pointing the finger at him, shooting the guns at him, and they go in and score a touchdown with James Cook right after that.
Those are the penalties that kill us, not the extra effort penalties. It's the silly penalties.
Was it Jonah Savianaya way downfield?
Yeah, I mean those are the ones that are on coaching for me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As far as Tua goes, I saw the same thing I always see. He was underthrowing receivers. Hill had to keep coming back to catch the ball. He'd outrun a defense and then have to run back into the defense to try to catch the ball.
And Tua, hold up.
On a sideline that was overthrown.
Don't forget, Tyreek had to dive and reach back to catch a lot of the passes that he caught.
And then in pure Tua fashion, when we needed to play, he threw the interception. Yeah. So, Tua's the same Tua he always is. And unfortunately, I think what we saw out of the Dolphins tonight was probably the best that they can play.
So far,
if you're building a team and you're picking players from other teams to build your team, you got Washington, you got Sealer, you got Achane. Who else from the Dolphins would you possibly pick? Maybe Gordon? So that entire team, there's 4 guys you want? There's a long way to go, and it's not going to get better anytime soon.
You know what? I'm not high right now very much on Tua Tagovailoa. I'm not high right now on the Dolphins, and they're 0-3. And I am not high on this. We had a moral victory tonight, and we played our best game of the year, and we hung in there with the Bills, and we showed what we can do. We showed what we did. Dolphins fans, you saw this play so many times. And it didn't surprise you when there was the illegal men down the field, when there was the roughing play, unsportsmanlike conduct, when there was the roughing the kicker, whether you were trying your heart out or not, and when you threw an interception with 3 minutes left in the waning minutes of the game, where you could have gone down there, tied the game, and won. Good teams would have found ways to win the game and not lose the game. It's not the end, though. We got plenty more games left on this schedule. Can we find a way to, when I say salvage this season, make this season interesting? Once again, schedule, I don't want to get too positive. We're going to stay in the moment. We're going to hear from you. We're going to
stay in the moment, please.
We're going to have to, because right now, like, once again, you win as a team, you lose as a team, but your best players are the guys that are supposed to make the big plays that help you get over the top. And tonight, it was the opposite of that. They made plays that brought you under.